welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing this video because a lot of people keep asking me to show my house. We actually closed on our house October of 2020, so it'll be 2 years this year, and we really haven't showed pictures or anything of the house. As well as now people are asking me also just about our home buying process in general. So that's why I decided to just go ahead and make it into a video for my channel. Hopefully it will help people in the long run for those that are in the home buying process or have been thinking about it, maybe haven't been in it in a while or whatever else, or first time buyers, which is more so what this is toward. So yeah, this is just my home. Before we get into the video, lots of changes that I still need to be done. We've been in it for under 2 years, like I said, so I still have not done everything that I want to do. A lot of things take money, so until I get the money that I need to get what I need to do with it, then yeah, that's what's gonna go on. So yeah, just showing you guys around. This is my office we're getting to. Yep, blurring some parts out because yeah, don't need y'all all up in my business right now. Not just saying. So yeah, guest bedroom here. Boop boop. Sheets stay clean. Don't worry. Playroom, it's clean for once, y'all. It ain't like that all the time. Just saying. My daughter's stuff, her area. Keep it going. Keep it pushing. We're just gonna go through this real quick, y'all. And then yeah, that's about it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel again. As stated before, this video is going to be more so around first time home buying tips and like my process in general. Like I said, I've been asked this question a number of times by people that was just very interested in the home buying process of what we went through. A lot of people know that we kind of hit everything that can possibly happen to us in our process. So I'm hoping that this will be a help to people. Again, I am not a realtor. I'm not a broker. I don't work in real estate in no way, form, or fashion. I'm just speaking based off of my experience. Other people may have other tips because based off their experiences, as well as also when you talk to your own realtor, broker, whoever, they are going to have other information, especially specific to your situation. I'm just going through some tips that I wish that I would have known up front, or maybe things that I would have known and just kind of sharing what I learned more in detail. So hoping that this helps whoever that may be experiencing or wanting to do the home buying or whatever. Again, I'm speaking based off experience. I am not an expert in this, so do not quote me verbatim or take this to heart or take this as Bible because again, my experiences. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so getting started, we started this process of home buying more so in 2020. First tip is definitely knowing your credit. So when I first started more so having the conversations with Josh of us buying a home and really investing and all of that, we really were trying to monitor our credit, see what was going on with it. My tip is know your credit, right? So not just knowing it and knowing like where you stand with it, but understanding how those different numbers play into factor. When you first pull your report, like from Credit Karma or all these different sites, I don't know them all by name verbatim, but when you pull that number, that's not going to be the number per se that the broker or realtor is going to use. So definitely understand which numbers are being considered for the home buying process. Really know like where you stand in regards to that. With me, we had good numbers. However, I knew that it could be better, even though I didn't understand which number they were really looking at for this process. I wasn't big on credit cards back then. I'm still not really big on them, but I know that they play into a factor with my credit. So I did get a credit card early on in 2020, probably like January, February timeframe. And I started like buying stuff, and not really buying stuff, but like maybe charging dinner, charging gas, charging groceries, and then paying the bill. I wouldn't spend anything more than the halfway mark. So whatever my credit limit was, I would always hit below half of that because you never want to go above, is how it was explained to me. And then also when I paid it, I wouldn't pay it completely off. Those were just some tips, again, I was given based off my situation. So I got the credit card, started using it, paying it monthly, paying a little bit more than the bare minimum. However, still leaving some type of utilized credit there. And my credit really did jump a lot actually in a few months. And again, I wasn't even bad off, but it was just amazing how that credit card really did help me, help my credit kind of build in a couple of months. And I was told that by a broker. So it was really cool just to kind of talk through him. He really helped me out in some other avenues and stuff, which I'll get to later on. But yeah, just kind of know where you stand, know if different things like that may be able to help you build your score a little bit more in a short period of time and all of that, because credit is important, not just with home buying, but just in general. My mom used to tell me all the time, like, if you have no credit, then you really don't have anything, because almost everything thrives off credit, like seriously. So definitely make sure credit is key for sure in that. My next tip is to start looking, know what type of home that is that you're looking for. When I say that, it's more in the sense of how much is a home going for that you are wanting, right? So understand your family needs. So not really like your wants, because clearly we all may want to live in a mansion. We all may want to live in a $2.2 million home, but can we afford that? At least in my situation, I know I couldn't. So it's just more so me really sitting down, looking around on my own, doing open houses, just kind of like scoping the area, seeing what areas I really like, because we were new to the Austin area, number one. We were new to it. I wanted to really see what was going on with that. Wanted to see school-wise, school district, because again, we have our daughter. Wanted to be in a good area with that. And then also wanted to understand the needs, right? So our needs was that clearly we needed our bedroom. We needed her to have a bedroom. We wanted some space for her as far as a playroom. It wasn't a necessity, but it was something that we wanted just because she has toys galore. And then of course we did need a guest room because we live in Austin. He's from Houston, I'm from Dallas. Our family is literally in pretty much both places. So when people come visit, we need space for them as well. So that was something that we saw as a need, was that we needed at least minimum 3 bedrooms. Because we wanted space, of course, for people to feel comfortable. We also wanted it to be space to where, yes, we could live in, but we also wanted for when people come visit us, we didn't want to necessarily feel like we're on top of one another, if that makes sense, where people will come and then they just kind of felt like, this is too crowded, like I need to leave type deal. So we always wanted to be comfortable. But those were our needs. So understand what your needs are. Start looking at homes, even when we weren't ready for the buying process, right? So I started again, January, February on my credit. And then even around that time frame, like spring wise, I was just like looking on Zillow or those different home buying sites and seeing like the different homes in different areas. When we had free time, we would just drive around different areas, different cities, different little neighborhoods to see like what did we like, what were we feeling, what did we feel like was more so for us, where could we see ourselves growing our family and stuff. And so like that's what really helped us. And I say that because you really want to understand how much are those homes going for, right? So I'm a realistic person. I don't like to go into anything very blindsided. So even though I didn't know like what we were being pre-approved for, or anything of that sort, I wanted to know up front, like, okay, realistically, what I'm going to be comfortable for, like comfortable living in, how much is something like that going for? And so that just helped us out in our situation when we talked to the broker, which my next tip is find yourself a good broker. Seriously, you guys, like, our broker was a lifesaver. I can't speak for anyone else, but our broker was amazing. Like even when we felt like we weren't ready credit-wise, financially-wise, or whatever else, like we had already been saving for quite some time for a home. We had been working on our credit, like I said, for a while. We just didn't see a way. And that brings me to one of my tips, which is always stay prayerful and keep the faith, but we're gonna get through that later. And so our broker, like we went in for a meeting, stepped out on faith. My mom kind of pushed us to step out on faith and just have a meeting with him. And we did. We had a meeting with them. He did soft pulls on the credit. Turned out we were actually where we needed to be to get a home. But like he talked us through everything, you guys. And I mean everything, which brings me to another point of when you find yourself a good broker, fully understand what's going to be included in your mortgage, right? So we were very keen on, we only want to spend X amount of money per month on our mortgage, right? People see that as, okay, I can get a $350,000 home, divide that by 30 years or whatever. This is how much I'm going to pay per year for that home, divided by 12 months, and then that's going to be your monthly total. That's not how this thing works at all, which is something that when I talk to people, they didn't realize that. They think literally what they see on the for sale sign or what they see as the for sale price is how that's going to be, that's going to be the final amount that's going to be divided into your mortgage. No. There's so much more that goes into your mortgage payment, right? So yes, you have your loan, which is going to be the amount that your home is, right? Which is going to be your principal. Then you're going to have interest that's going to be on top of that, right? So you always want to make sure that you have someone that's going to try to work with you to get a good interest rate. Our broker was amazing in that as well. Like, we got a really good interest rate on our house. And so he helped us out with that, right? So it's going to have your principal plus your interest is going to go into your mortgage. Also, that's going to go into your mortgage is like all the escrow stuff, which is going to be your taxes, your insurance, and some other things, right? You have to pay all of this stuff, guys, and it goes into your mortgage payment. So you have to look at, yes, you could afford a $350,000 home if that's all you were paying for monthly. However, there's other fees that go into your monthly fee, and like we knew that, but we didn't know into how in depth of what went into the mortgage, like what went into the actual monthly mortgage payment. So he helped us to really understand that, and us really breaking down estimated amounts of numbers. We knew what type of home or how much of a home value we could afford on top of all these other fees going into our mortgage payment to where we could live comfortably, right? So you definitely want to make sure you understand what's going to be included in your mortgage. Talk to the broker. Let him understand, like, I am a diva on a budget. Anyone that knows me is going to say that. Like, I like nice things, but I'm going to make sure that it's within budget because I don't want to put myself or my family out, right? Like, we still have to live. We like to travel. Our daughter likes to do stuff, whatever else. Are we going to have enough money to do X, Y, and Z? So we really was like, no, we want to make sure we know what's going on. So make sure you have a broker that's going to talk you through it all. Our broker literally would do estimates based off of different home values. So if this is the home, and he had us like go through like different areas we were looking at. So we were looking in Williamson County, we were looking in Travis County, we were looking in all these different counties. The counties matter because of those taxes, right? So depending on where you live and what neighborhood you find and what house you find, the taxes is going to be associated to that home. So he literally took us down again before we even talked to a realtor, before we even found a house, and literally was going down, and we were doing estimates of how much was our mortgage going to be estimate wise based on how much like home value we were getting. So that was really helpful for us because it made into reality of, okay, we maybe want to stick underneath X amount. We maybe want to do this, that, and the other, blah, it really put it into perspective of what we needed to do. And that also, he helped us to understand our closing costs as well. So people think that, at least the conversations that I've had, a lot of people think that your closing cost goes directly to your mortgage. It does not. Like, there's a number of things that go into your closing costs, right? So you definitely want to have this all goes back to having a good broker, having a good financial guide of someone who can really talk to you and who wants to work with you and who wants to make sure that you're doing the right things for your situation. And that's what really helped us. Like, I am so grateful for our broker. I can refer him to everybody because, he literally took the time to care, and you sometimes don't find that. My cousin is another person, like, I will put his information somewhere where you guys, like, he's good people. He's going to make sure you know what you like, you have with it, what you is that you need to have. He's going to be real with you. He's going to be honest with you. We didn't go with him because at the time he wasn't doing this, but now he does. So I would definitely go with him. However, just point being, whoever you go with, make sure that they're being truthful with you, make sure that they're being honest with you, and that they really care about you and your family situation. We definitely were blessed because we had somebody that really did, and that's just my biggest thing, because you really want to understand different things of that sort. Even when we got into the home buying process of working with the realtor and finding a house, and he checked in with us and all of that and was telling us to make sure we asked for seller's costs too. What? Brand new. He's like, the realtor didn't tell you that? No, she did not. So again, make sure you have someone that's looking out for you, that wants your best interest, that wants you to get everything that you possibly can out of the home. Okay, so after the broker, you want to make sure, or more so, this is still with the broker, you want to make sure that you get your pre-approval right. So once you figure out what is it that you're looking for, have your broker do your pre-approval paper based off of what you feel comfortable with. I am saying that for a reason. So we got pre-approved for well over what we were looking for or what we were okay spending on. And of course, your eyes get big like, what? I can afford that? Meaning, yeah, I can afford it, but I'm probably not gonna have a life. Like, everything's gonna go to my mortgage. So, of course, you don't want to show your realtor that. And our broker was very clear of, I'm not gonna put this down on paper because the realtor's gonna go for it. And then they're gonna have you show you all these homes that are within that. So, our broker did our pre-approval paperwork with the amount that we were okay with or that we were fine with paying on a monthly basis. So that way the realtor wouldn't even show us anything over that amount, if that makes sense. Could we fluctuate it? Yes. Could he draft us up another paper if we needed another pre-approval? Of course, because we were pre-approved for more. However, again, he's working with us because we were trying to stick with our budget, which brings me to stick with your budget. Like, you know what you can and cannot afford. Like, I'm very big on, we have life to live. There's so much going on. There's always going to be an unexpected something, especially when buying a house, you guys. I'm telling you, it's just, the unexpected will happen regardless. And it started with the move with us. But point being, like, the unexpected will happen to where you're going to have to come out of different expenses, and you want to make sure that you are okay to live and also be able to cover different expenses that may come up. So stay within your budget. You know what you can afford. If you can't afford it right now, then kind of go back to the drawing board. Talk to the broker. Talk to your financial guiders. Talk within your family of your husband's wife, whoever you're talking to really understand it. My next one is get a good realtor, you guys, who's going to fight for you. Like, seriously, this home buying process is crazy nowadays. I'm not even in the market right now, and I know that it's completely different than when we were in the market. And I, no offense to anyone, I would hate to be in the market right now. But seriously, get yourself a good realtor. Get someone that's going to listen to you, who's going to understand what it is that you want, and not just look for their commission. Seriously. We had a really good realtor, because she had spoken up a little bit more, probably. She was probably a little too passive for me, but she was still a good realtor. But point being, I'm a very, like, stern, the Alexander side came out. Those that know, they know. It came out, and I'm like, no, explain to me. This is like, you're not gonna mess with my money. You're not gonna mess with my paper. So yeah, make sure you have a really good realtor. Make sure you have someone that's gonna listen to you, that understands your needs, that understands what it is that you want and all of that. Who's not just really just about themselves and all for the show and all of that, but no, someone that really is taking you into consideration, your family into consideration, your needs and everything of that sort into consideration. It's really important. Prior to working with our realtor, we already knew that we wanted to get a pre-existing home that was already built. We made that decision just because, again, diva on a budget. I couldn't fathom us paying the same price for 1,800 square foot new home for a 3,000 square foot pre-existing home. Just saying. So I couldn't do it. But hey, whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. Sometimes new homes is where you have to do it. But I was like, you know what? And it would have been the easier route for us. I'll be very honest. It would have been the easier route going with a newer home. However, I was just very stern on, no, like, if I'm going to pay this amount, I want what I can get for my money. Like, if I know I can get something twice as big than over here, I'm going to go with this and pay the same price for more space. Like, that just made more sense to me. So when we started working with the realtor, she understood, don't show me anything new unless it's going to meet what's going on over here, because people are getting these pre-existing homes for cheaper or the same price as something over here. Now, don't get me wrong. New homes, I love the fact you have the warranty. You have different things that's going on with them, right? Where it's brand new, no one else has lived in it. You have warranty on everything. So if anything breaks down, like you're underneath like the builders and all that other stuff, warranty, which is great. We just went with a pre-existing home because it just made more sense for our situation. Again, know your situation, know what makes sense for you and your family. I'm not knocking either or. Would I love a new home? Of course. Like, I'm thinking my next home I probably will build, to be very honest, to do what it is that I want to do. However, this time around, first time home buyer, it just made more sense for us to go this route. When we started looking at homes, we started seeing more into perspective of how much homes were really being sold for and what the process was, right? So, you know that other people are looking at the homes, but it's amazing how quick a home can get on the market and how quick it can be taken off. Our realtor will show us a house that will like literally get on the market an hour or two before them showing us. And as soon as we get to the house, it's like, oh, they already have an offer or two or three on them. So it's crazy how much, like how fast these homes are going for. And that was 2 years ago, well, almost 2 years ago. And so, yeah, it's not the most easiest process. I'll put it like that. It can be stressful, but definitely be patient, have faith, stay prayerful. What God has for you and your family, it shall be. We were hit with that. We were hit with going too high, not getting the house, bidding too low, not getting the house. Just craziness, you guys, which should have been kind of early on, but know the different types of loans that are out there for home buying, right? There are two different primarily types of loans that you can get. And certain buyers have clauses where they will only accept one loan over the other. So definitely talk to your broker, talk to your financial advisors to really understand what does that mean. One loan you can get and you have a lower credit score, but there's going to be more rules tied to it versus the other loan. If you have a higher credit score, which I'm just going based off memory, I think it's like 720, 750, something like that, then there's a little bit more flexibility, right? So just be cautious of the different types of loans. How does that affect the home buying process and all of that? We didn't know that until we got into it. So we were faced with that. We were faced with bidding wars. Didn't realize that was a thing until we were in it. Like seriously, where we were one of the higher bids on this property, and kid you not, the owner got greedy and was like, oh, we have all these different people that want this home. Let's put them all on a Zoom call and do a bidding war. And I was like, oh, what? This is in the midst of COVID. This is in the midst of people losing their homes, their jobs, and all of that. And I am just a firm believer. Like, I couldn't do it, you guys. I could not fathom me doing that. And let alone, I couldn't fathom someone requesting us to do it because they want to be greedy and get more money. Like, what? No, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, all that the world was going through in our society and everything else, and people out here on the streets, they were in the cold, they were in the rain, and this is what you decided to do in this time of the country? Yeah, I'm not going to entertain that, and I did not. So, again, I hear that they're becoming more of a thing now because that's just where the market is. People are moving from California, New York, wherever, like coming down here to the South. Like, it's becoming a thing, supposedly more common. So definitely just talk to your realtor, really voice your concerns, really understand what it is that it takes to get into these homes. Really seek advice. Like, don't just jump, and try to put yourself out because you were pre-approved for X, Y, and Z. Remember, you have to live today. You have to live tomorrow. You have to live next year. Like, you want to be able to pay your mortgage. Yeah, you may be able to pay it today. But also think about a rainy day. Like, what if someone loses their job? God forbid. But put all that into perspective. That's always my thing. And then again, really, my main thing is to stay prayerful, you guys. Keep your faith. Like, really know that what God has for you is for you. I never imagined that we would be in the size house that we are in for our first home, by no means. When I first saw this house, I was like, why would you show me something like this? It was slightly over what we wanted to pay for it, or pay for a house in general. I was not pleased with that. But like, when I say what God has for you, it's for you and it will work out. Like, not only did we pay, we put in a bid that was under the asking price. We got that. We also got seller's costs. We also got a brand new roof put on it and everything else. So really keep your faith. Like, know that it's gonna work out. If so, God has something for you, it will work out. My house is not all that to other people, and that's perfectly fine. I'm fine with that. I love my home. God blessed us with this house. This house is a blessing to me and my family, which is why we call this house blessing. This house is a true blessing. I don't care if people don't like it. That's fine. You know what? Everybody got their own taste, and this house still isn't up to par of where I want it to be. But trust me, one day it will. Once I get the money that I want and that I need to get this house up to par, I'm going to make sure it has all the updates and some until we are able to move on and get our dream home. But this house is everything to me and my family. And just like whatever you're blessed with, it's going to be everything to you and your family. Keep your faith. Everyone's going to have things to say. And I'm saying this for a reason because, of course, people came, saw the house. Even family members was like, ugh. Like, whatever. Like, this is my house. I love my home. Like, you can say whatever it is that you want to say. But, honey, I love my house. I love my home. And I'm thankful for this. I have a roof over my head. I'm able to provide for my family still. So you can go on somewhere. Like, you ain't got to come down here. And that's how I feel. So you feel the same way. When your time comes, just because other people may not like it, people are always going to have something to say. God's going to bless you with what's right for you, for what's right for your family, for what's right for your situation. Stay prayerful. Keep the faith. Is the process of home buying easy? No. Is it fun? Some people may think it's fun. At first, I thought it was fun. Like, it's fun looking at homes and picturing living there or whatever else. But getting into the nitty gritty and the financial side of it and trying to put in these bids and all that, it becomes very stressful. So keep your faith, stay prayerful, hang in there. Know I am rooting for whoever is watching this video. And yeah, until next time, keep watching. More to come. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, keep it coming. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you want me to talk about next even. Thanks, you guys.